Hey everyone, and welcome to Bassman Studio. Thanks again for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to discuss one in a series of my watercolor journal drawings. So I'll be going around to different gardens in New York doing watercolor sketches in my journal. So you could see my process and my ideas, and I'll share my work, of course, at the end. So sit back and relax. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy this video from Bassman Studio. And here are the materials you'll need. I have a small pan of watercolors, my drawing book, a good set of brushes, and water, of course, and a pencil. So here we are in Elizabeth Street Garden, a beautiful garden here in New York. A great place to draw. And this is the view I'm going to draw. You see how it's really great to draw this view. So I found the comfortable area. So as usual, we start off with a very simple drawing. Just like when we do painting and we start off with a drawing, it's the same thing, except we're using pencil. And just want to draw the essentials. Just the essential shapes. Don't worry about any detail, remember? And after we do that, we just start laying in color. Now, watercolor is kind of an unforgiving medium, so it takes a little bit of patience. If you make a mistake, it's a little harder to correct watercolor, but with practice, you get the hang of it. So it's intended to be used very loosely, as you can see. It's one of my favorite mediums because it's like, like what I'm doing here. It's very portable. You can just bring it anywhere, and you just go around and you start putting in all the areas that you feel are necessary to put in. And no shadows yet. You can see I didn't put any shadows yet. So just the local color, just the middle tones. Kind of like think of it like a collage, where you're just taking different colored paper and you're just pasting it. And you just want to go all around. Don't focus on one area, but go all around. And you can see a beautiful set I have that I take with me. Very portable. This one's from Kremer Materials. It's a great set. And now we could start putting in the darker darks. You can see everything is pretty much laid in. All the shadows. And these are the darkest darks. It's going to really give our drawing like some power. I just wanted to say that it's also great just to have a book like this to take with you around, like a traveling book. You could take it on trips. You could get really small watercolor books, which are great to take around with you. And get a small set that's portable, like the one I have, that's very travel friendly. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and very, very portable. That way you're always painting. It's always good to keep it alive and just keep drawing and painting wherever you go. So you can see I'm adding my darkest darks right now. And I'm still using a pretty big brush, but I'm going to switch to the smaller one very shortly, just to do detail. And you can see it's really bringing out the shadows. And now I'm just adding like smaller details, being very careful. Another great thing about watercolors is that you could work a little faster since it dries faster. So if you are painting something, you could paint it quicker, like a certain time of day where the light doesn't stay very long. With practice, you could work very fast. It teaches you how to work fast, actually. So when you're using oil becomes a little less you get a little less afraid of using oil once you use watercolor. And now, as you see, I switch brushes, so now I'm adding the very, very small details. As this brush is extremely sharp and pointy, so you could start using it for really, really, when you want to make a really nice straight line. And this brush is excellent for doing that. And I'm just adding like all the little details now, like the windows. So again, using this really sharp brush. Another great thing about having a journal like this is that it's pretty much like a diary. You could see where you've been. You could write the dates down on each drawing, where you've drawn, like if you travel around. And I encourage you to come to Elizabeth Street Garden. It's a great park, full of great statues. So here you can see I've put in all the darkest darks, and I'm just adding all the small details. And of course, you can go as far as you want. And one of the last things is just the shadows. Anything I've missed, I just go around. And remember, always get really good brushes for watercolor. That way you don't you have more control. Like these are very nice fine brushes from Kremer materials. It's always good to get really good materials. And here's our finished drawing. Another drawing in my traveling journal. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video from Batsman Studio. Remember, this is just one in a series. So the next video that I do, I'll be going to a different garden in New York. So it's more like a travelogue video series that I'm doing. So remember, if you have any questions, please let me know. Leave them in the comments section, and I'll be glad to answer them. Any suggestions, any advice you'd like in terms of art materials, etc., please let me know as well. And remember, don't forget to subscribe to see new videos from Batsman Studio coming up very soon. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Be creative, go out and paint and draw. Do some amazing work. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.